I want to show you what it looks like when millions of people are ordered to evacuate at the same time. This is Interstate 4 in Florida. It runs from Tampa on the west coast all the way up to Daytona Beach on the eastern coast of the state. It was packed with vehicles full of people fleeing the storm yesterday. We spoke with one family hitting the road last night just in time.
Yeah.
This is Glenn Josephic. He decided late Tuesday that it was time for him, his wife Holly, and their two young children, Jet and Isaac, to pack up. They're headed to stay with friends further inland.
The storm decides it's going to shift west again, right? Then we're kind of in the worst path.
The house right across from the Josephics is on the water. So whatever the storm's final path is, he says his family and the home could be in danger.
So the storm goes there, it still all comes through Tampa.
Yeah. Our biggest concern was the surge. We have two young kids, right? And that's the main reason why we're leaving.
Just trying to calculate the best time to leave.
Gil Gonzalez and his neighbors have already boarded up their homes with plywood. He takes care of his elderly parents, and they've already fled to higher ground.
We got sandbags and all kinds of anti-flooding devices.
Gonzalez and his family aren't alone.
But we don't know how bad it's going to get.
Some 2.5 million people are under evacuation orders up and down the state of Florida. Hotels in West Palm Beach on the eastern side of the state are already filling up with residents, hoping to escape Ian's projected path.
As of right now, they're just mandatory evacuations.
We rode along with Sheriff's Deputy Amanda Calderon through Hillsborough County. That's where Tampa is. She took us through parts of the county where everyone has been ordered to evacuate, but she can't force them to. If they stay, she has been telling them that emergency response service could be limited.
At what point do you stop responding in a storm?
If it becomes a danger to us, they don't want to risk us getting hurt out there.
Still, some people are ignoring the order, and they're going to ride it out, but not the Josephics.
It's the right thing to do when you have kids. If we didn't have kids, maybe not. It's too much work.
I got to tell you, on our way back to the hotel last night, we noticed most people in this area have decided to stay. Look, I grew up in Louisiana. We're used to dealing with hurricanes all along the Gulf Coast. Oftentimes you see people stay after a hurricane, but again, the mandatory evacuation orders are in place up and down, at least the western side of the state of Florida. Guys, we'll toss it back to you for now.
All right. Thank you, David. I thought he made a really good point that if you decide to stay, you might not be able to get help when you need it, if you need it, you need it.
Tony, you're familiar with staying during storm warnings.
Yeah, I mean,
growing up in Florida.
Growing up in Florida, people for years and years, particularly in a place like the west coast of Florida, they've been hearing warnings and then the storm wobbles away and they don't get hit. It's been 100 years since they've had something big. So people start to doubt
They don't believe
the
it?
reports, but this one seems to be heading for you, and I think you should take those warnings seriously.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll check back in with David a little later on in the show.